Hello, everybody, and welcome today. This is Melinda here. And, we had one thing in store. The universe had something else in store, so we're going to have a lot of fun together. So join me and get comfy. We're going to spend some time going behind the scenes. I'm going to talk to you about the magic behind the scenes of an easy breezy coaching business. We're going to talk about some success stories, what's possible. I'm going to remind you of what you get when you enroll into the Easy Breezy Bootcamp program, because enrollment's in tomorrow night, so we don't have much time. And I want to also answer your questions. We've had a lot of questions coming in. I've got some of the top questions here. I want to get those addressed, and we'll make sure that we get your questions answered. So as we go along, if you want to ask your questions below, you can do that, and we'll see them and we'll integrate them for you. So, one of the things that I want to start off with is when we talk with startup coaches, a lot of times they're in maybe one of two places. A majority of people, not everybody, but the majority of the people, they're in this spot of, I have a job, it's sucking the life out of me. I come home, I'm exhausted, I have no energy, but it's not serving me, and I know I'm meant for something else. And they have this dream of starting a coaching business. They have these natural gifts and talents. It's their calling, it's their zone of genius, and they know they're born to do this coaching thing. And then there's this gap. How do you go from job to business? And how do you make that transition, right? So a lot of the people that we talk to are in that spot. And then the other spot that people are in, they're in their training. They're going for their coach training, some certification of some sort maybe, or they're at the tail end or have just completed. And it's like, wow, now it's time. I'm done with the skills, or I'm wrapping up the skills of coaching, and now it's time to start my business. And a lot of times they'll know some of the elements of what they need to do, but they're overwhelmed because they don't know how to do it. You're most likely, you've never started a business, right? A lot of times when we meet up with these startup coaches or these entrepreneurs, they've only ever been an employee. They've never been somebody that started their own business. So of course you don't know what you're doing. You're not supposed to. You've never done this. But everybody has this thought of, I should know what I'm doing. I should know how to do this, and I should know it all right now. And it's not the truth, right? Because you've never done this. And that's why we're here to walk you through this. That's why we've released our resources. That's why we have the boot camp to take you through it, guiding you step by step and click by click. And that's why we have the console, to make sure you're equipped to get your business launched and growing and running smoothly. So today what I want to share with you is I want to share a few more success stories. I want to really paint the picture of how things are for you right now and what things could be like. And we saw evidence of that. So I'm not telling you some pie in the sky dream. Like, I'm giving you real people with real stories facing real challenges and getting real results. And the same can be true for you. And then we're going to talk behind the scenes a little bit so that you can see how this can be easily applied for you. Now, the first thing that I want you to really think about right now is, and go ahead if you're with me live, I want you to post this. I just want to hear, I want to get an idea for the people that are on with us, like, what spot are you in your business? So what is your current stage? Where are you right now? Are you in the, I'm just dreaming, I'm in a dreaded job, or maybe you're in a job that you like, but you're dreaming of a coaching business. Or maybe you're just finishing your training. So go ahead and type in the comments here below this, like, where are you? What stage of your business are you in? And what has you most frustrated right now? I want to really make our time together in this live video and in this live broadcast. I want to make this really relevant for you. So go ahead, and if you're with me live, just type in what is most challenging for you that you want to just, it's like, enough is enough. I want to be over this already. Because some of the most common things that I hear are things like, I'm overwhelmed, I'm scattered. I know kind of pieces of what I want to do, but I don't even know where to begin or how to get started. A lot of people that I talk to talk about how they're really hesitant or reluctant to put themselves out there. And some are even embarrassed to bring people to what they have tried to cobble together that's a website, or trying to put some things in place, and they're embarrassed to present themselves and to get them out there. So they're not getting themselves out there, and maybe that describes you. Or maybe, I was talking with a gal this morning, and we were, yesterday in our live cast, we talked about the cycle of insanity. And in the webinar trainings I did, we talked about the cycle of insanity. And this is a common cycle for so many people. And it was true for this gal as well. You get started, you have this enthusiasm, you get started with your business. and you make a little bit of headway, and then the bills come in and you're like, oh, I've got to pay the bills. And so then you scramble and you try to find some work pretty quickly so you can make any kind of money, because you got to pay your bills and take care of your responsibilities or take care of your family. So you stop the work on your coaching business, you pay the bills, you get that convenient, easy, quick job just so you can make some money. And then you're like, okay, the bills are paid, that's fine, we're all right now. All right, let's get started in the coaching business again. And so you give it another try and you make a little bit of headway and the bills come, and then that cycle just continues. And that is like, it's draining, it's exhausting. It really weighs you down. And not only your time, but also energetically. And when you have that drain of energy plus the drain of time, you don't have a lot of you to bring to the table. And a lot of times what really puts a hindrance on that cycle of insanity is because when you get started, you're not sure what to do. You don't know where to focus your actions. You're not sure what to do first or second, or where to put your attention to really get quick results, to grow your list, have those sessions, enroll those clients, and get paid. And because you don't know what to do, you're spending a lot of time on actions that aren't getting results. Then the bills come, then you have to stop. You got to get a quick job. You got to make some money, and then you can start again. And a lot of that is because you're blindly pursuing, or you're trying to go it alone, or you're trying to figure it out as you go along the way. And that is a hard road to go. And one of the saddest things that breaks my heart is that a lot of times when people get caught up in that cycle, then they start believing that they don't have the skills, or that their skills, like they used to think, wow, I was born to be a coach. This is what I'm here to do in this world. And then all of a sudden they start doubting that. They start doubting their skills. They start doubting their natural given talents. They start doubting that they're even able to do this. And then they start going to look for another job, and then they give up on their dreams. And it doesn't have to be that way. And a lot of times people end up giving up on their dreams because they're blindly pursuing their passion. They're trying to figure it out as they go. They're isolated, they're scattered, they're overwhelmed, and they run out of time, energy, passion, and money before they see the results. And we heard a lot of stories yesterday, a lot of success stories yesterday of real people saying when they hit that spot, when Sharon told us about that spot of commitment, or when Jennifer had been reorganized from her job and she's like, wow, can I really do this? And she did, and she turned it around. And with the right structure, the right guidance, and the right system to back you in your passion, they created quick momentum fast. So you're in that spot, and we had somebody yesterday, I forget who it was, they hit this spot of enough is enough. Like, I'm tired of tolerating this kind of, this way of being, right? And one of the things I shared yesterday is you get what you tolerate. And it's a very truthful statement. It's a very blunt and direct statement. And I just want to put that out there because you do get what you tolerate. And if you're tolerating your story and you're tolerating the results that you don't like, we can change that. And Denny reminded us yesterday, you heard her story. We posted that story just a little bit ago. And Denny reminded us, don't focus on the results. If you don't have results you like, don't focus on the results. Because when you focus on the results, you just stay in victim mode. You stay attached to your story. Now, a lot of people fall in love with their story. And that's kind of the ego's way of keeping you safe, right? We don't want to keep you safe. We don't want you to keep you playing small. But when you look at the results you don't like, and that's all you can say, and it's like, well, I can't afford that, or that's not possible for me, or this only happens to other people, or why can't I catch a break? Like, when you focus on the results, that's the kind of thinking that you have. But when you can shift from focusing on the results and shift to focusing on the process, now in that process, you can begin to get really truthful and honest with yourself, which takes courage, and it's not an easy thing to do, to get brutally honest with yourself. But you can say, wow, what are the steps? What are the actions? What are the thoughts? What are the things that got me here? What's the process that led me to getting results I don't like? Because you can change the process. That's where you're in total control of yourself, and you can change the process. And one of the things that I see as a common denominator in these equations, when people look and identify what's the process that got me here to getting results I don't like, no list, no clients, no money, all that. One of the common denominators that I see is this spot of trying to go it alone. They're trying to sit down and they're thinking things like, I should know it all. I should already have this figured out. I should be able to do this. And as Kate said, my business partner, they're shooting all over themselves, which is not attractive and not fun and not productive. And it just keeps us in that blame and that shame and that judgment mode and in that victim cycle and in that cycle of insanity. So we want to look at the process. And because we're coaches, we have the skill sets to either on our own or in a community to really turn that around. And we can tap into the courage that we have, and we can look at how do we transform this? What can we do so that we have a different process to create different results? And one of the biggest things you can do is to not go it alone. It's one of the easiest things you can turn around. You can surround yourself with a mentor, with a guide, with a community of like-minded, like-spirited people. And that begins to shift the energy, and that begins to shift your thinking, and that begins to shift your actions, and it begins to shift your results. So not going it alone is one of the easiest and quickest things that you can do. And like we heard from a couple of the people yesterday, I think it was it Kitty that said it, I think? Follow a proven path that somebody else has laid out for you. Like, don't reinvent the wheel. Because then you waste, Carol was telling us, you'll hear her story later, she was telling us you waste thousands of dollars and hours in trial and error if you try to reinvent that wheel and figure it out as you go. So follow a proven path that somebody's laid out before you, get the guidance, get the support, and you can really create quick momentum fast. And that's what I want for you today. That's why we're here. So I just want to remind you of what's possible, because I don't want to just talk a good talk. I want to show you how results driven this is, because my deepest desire is to see you succeed. So yesterday, and I want to spell this out pretty specific, because a lot of you are like, Melinda, does this help me grow my list? And the answer is yes. If you don't have a list, this is the best time to get organized behind the scenes, because it's going to make building your list easier. And I want to explain that. I want to kind of dissect that. So if you're sitting there and you don't have a list, or you have a list that's not quite the size you want, I want to show you what we're going to learn in boot camp. I want to talk to you about that so that you can really get an understanding. Like when Jennifer, when she used the templates that we gave her and the steps that we walked her through, she was able to add 300 contacts to her list while she was in boot camp, not after she was done, not down the road. While she was in boot camp, she added 300 contacts to her list. Can you imagine adding 300 contacts to your list pretty quickly? I would like that. I think that's a good day in business, right? So we want to be able to do that. And when you have the structure in place to capture leads, to organize your contacts, to nurture them with an automated sequence of emails, now you can leverage your time, you can leverage your wisdom, and you can engage prospects. You feel confident about the funnel that they're going to go through, the flow they're going to experience. And with that little bit of confidence and that little bit of knowing and that little bit of structure behind the scenes, you have this new sense of confidence where you're going to feel better about going out and talking about what you do. And with the approach that we take to marketing, you're not trying to sell your services, because that just feels yucky. Now you're in the convincing game, and that's not what we want. But when you can create an engaging dialogue, like we learned in our 5-part conversation in the free resource we gave last week, we go through that in boot camp. We take that 5-part conversation and we really dive deep, so you know exactly who you serve. You know how to articulate it. You can create an engaging dialogue, whether you're with somebody in person or online through marketing. You can create that engaging dialogue that invites people to join your mailing list. Let me get me back up there. There we go. So now you all should see me. So let's talk about this. So we just talked about how when Jennifer implemented the templates and the scripts that we gave her, she went from 0, she had no mailing list, to 300 contacts right out of the gate. When Rachel implemented this, over a short period of time, she added more than 2,000 contacts to her mailing list. Okay, so this is not just something that we're saying works. Like, we saw the real stories. We're hearing more stories today that we're posting and sharing with you. And the same can be true with you. In whatever niche you're working in, we can help you to get that clarity. We can guide you in that, put the infrastructure in place so that it's Let's go. There we go. Now we're back. All right. I think we're good. So welcome. If you're just chiming in, I'm glad that you're joining us here. I just want to walk through some real scenarios so that you can see what's possible when you have the guidance and a little bit of structure and how quickly you can grow and launch your business. So for example, when Patty, we heard from her yesterday. She was in boot camp. She had just retired from public service. She wasn't sure when she joined boot camp. She wasn't quite sure about her next calling or what was going on. And so she got really clear about her calling as a coach, about having a coaching business. And during boot camp, when she implemented the path and the steps we gave her and the console system, she got 5 new clients. She had a spike in clients. And, one of the things that we teach is how to create your packages and pricing, and how to talk about that and offer them in enrollment conversations so it's an easy dialogue to have. So Patty enrolled 5 new clients, and if her packages are $1,200 a package, that's $6,000 that Patty added to her bottom line in boot camp. So not only did she pay for boot camp, she got her return on her investment, because as a business owner, we always want to ask, what's my return on investment going to be and when will I see it? So for Patty, she got those 5 new clients in boot camp. And, we teach how to price your packages, and we teach a couple different options. So when your packages are $1,200, that's $6,000 that you're adding to your bottom line while you're in boot camp. And so that's the experience that Patty had. Now, Rachel had a slightly different experience. She was not doing so much one-on-one. I know we have a lot of people that are interested in the group work, right? Group programs and online courses. And so Rachel, she launched 4 online programs as a result of boot camp and got her content organized. She was working with a virtual assistant, one of our Coaches Console certified VAs, because she wanted to get those online programs out there pretty quick. And so she launched them. And when she launched the first one, she had 18 paying clients, right? And so with 18 paying clients, you can price your online programs. People price them at various degrees. Some online programs, they're $497. It's a pretty typical price range, depending on what you offer inside that. Some of online programs are priced at $997, right? Some are priced at $397. So those are kind of the $397, $497, $997. So, let's say your online program is priced at $997. Rachel got 18 paying clients inside her online program. That's $17,000 that Rachel made when she launched that program, because she was organized. She had the support, the guidance. She had the infrastructure to do it. She could do it fast. She recouped her investment and then some. Now, let's say she didn't charge $997, right? It's like, okay, Melinda, I'm not going to charge $997. So maybe you charge $497. You're still adding almost $9,000 to your bottom line. And if you're just getting started, you're like, oh gosh, I can't even imagine charging $497. We'll have a talk about that in boot camp, but I'll let it slide for now. But right now, let's just say you're like $297. That's all. Other than that, I'm going to vomit if I charge more than that, right? So $297, you're still adding $5,000. And that's what's possible when you have the structure, the support, and the guidance backing you to get this out there, get in the flow, get it in place, and get it launched. And you have the confidence to do it, the professionalism to do it, so people feel confident paying you for the services, and you feel confident that you can deliver what you've promised. So that's Rachel's scenario, because she launched online programs and she was leveraging her time to work with more people. I want to give you one more scenario, because the thing that Sharon did, she was charging per hour, right? So she was trading time for money. She stopped trading time for money, because that's one of the things that we teach you in boot camp. When you're trading time for money, you're charging by the hour or by the month. You are putting a cap on your growth, and you're making the enrollment conversation harder than it has to be. And so we have a whole live call that I do with you, hot seat coaching with me, that I can put my attention on your business and you can ask me questions. And in that, what she discovered was she wanted to offer packages, but not just packages. She went to a year-long package. She's like, look, if I'm really going to do this, the kind of people that I want to work with are that committed. So Sharon offers year-long packages that are $13,000. And she is getting people to not only buy those packages, but they're paying in full. And Sharon was telling us yesterday, the day that she remembered the very first person who not only bought that package, but paid in full, and how it blew her mind. Can you imagine? And it's kind of hard to imagine. I know that happened to me when I was like, wait, we're going to charge what? Like that, you get a little nervous, you get a little sweaty, you're unable to speak. And when you can take the emphasis off the services and focus on the transformation you provide, and you know how to package your prices and offer them and have that conversation, and then have the magic behind the scenes to offer the agreement, to nurture them, to onboard them and easily support them, you can feel confident in knowing, yeah, that's my package. You're going to get the results that are beyond that. And this is how it works. And that's what we teach you. And so now Sharon, she is working with packages that are year-long, $13,000 packages, and she's getting it. Rochelle, she was another one yesterday. She decided, you know what, I only want to work with high-end clients. So her packages, she has $3,500 packages, and she's able to choose the clients that she works with, and she can have just the exact right type of clients. She's no longer desperate for money, just hoping anybody will hire her and pay her any kind of money. Like, that's out the window, right? And so she's able to really feel confident in what she's charging, confident in the services that she's delivering. Her packages are $3,500. She's getting it, and she has a set of clients that she loves working with that are getting amazing results. So those are just some of the stories that we went through yesterday. So for those of you that are like, how is this gonna help me make money? And will I make money? I need to make money. And you know, it's possible. And there's some evidence to show you. And I could keep going with Carol's story or Devorah's story. And one of the things I love about Devorah's story is she paid attention to something that most of us skip over. And she went back to her former clients. Most of us have this approach that when we're done with a client, we're done. And one of the things that we teach you in boot camp is a strategy to re-engage your former clients so it's easy to re-enroll them. And Devorah took advantage of this, and she re-enrolled a former client into her new year-long program. And now she's helping that new client in different ways get different and bigger results in their life. So it can help you, and it does happen in the midst of boot camp. But I have to be very honest with you. What you get out of boot camp is what you put into it. And we do have people, it blows my mind every season. We do have people that they have great intentions and they enroll and they don't show up. They don't do a thing. And guess what? It doesn't work for them. It only works to the degree that you are committed and the degree that you show up and the degree that you do the work, you'll get the results. And the beautiful thing is a lot of you have already seen in the Easy Breezy coaching business, the resources that we shared with you last week, that roadmap to success. Like, we've begun to spell it out. And that's like the tip of the iceberg. And when we can have time together in boot camp, now you can really dive in. So when you go to coachesconsole.com/easy breezy, coachesconsole.com/easy breezy, you're going to experience not only our boot camp training, but you're also going to get 6 months free of the Coaches Console system. That technology, the one platform to help you implement everything from your list building so you can grow your list, to enrolling clients and getting paid from them, supporting them, and everything in between. So we're gonna walk you through the training so you know exactly what to do, the sequence to do it in, how to do it, why it's important, and then click by click, I'm gonna show you how to implement it all. So like Patty or Sharon or Jennifer or some of the other gals that we heard from yesterday, you too will become one of the next success stories, but you have to be committed. And so that's one of the questions that I always ask is, you know, how committed are you to your business? How committed are you? So right now, if you think about this, if you're like, okay, Melinda, boot camp sounds great. The training sounds good. Your teaching really resonates with me. I love the idea of the console system. Like, I'm really intrigued by this. So I want you to ask yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, like, where are you? Are you the one would be forget it. I have learned so much about a coaching business. I'm out of here. Not for me. I'm going to go get a job. Thank you very much. Good to know. I'm done. Okay, that's a 1. Good to know. That is really good to know. Now you can stop wasting your time on a dream that's not real for you. Or a 10 is, finally, somebody is here to give me what I need, how to do it, the system to do it in, the guidance along the way, the support, my own coach so I can ask questions. Yes, I'm in. 10 out of 10. Where are you on that scale? If you're a 5 or lower, most likely you're a hobbyist and you're not quite committed as a business owner. It's not good, bad, right, or wrong. It just is, and it's really good to know because this is not going to be for you. This is not for hobbyists. If you just like dabbling in coaching and fitting it around your life, your family, your job, if you can coach here and there, it's great. If you make money, fine. If you don't, fine. That's how I started, was a hobbyist. And I had fun doing it, and it was great until I had to make it a business because I got fired. And when I had to make it a business, I had to make money, and I had to support myself, and I had to pursue my calling. It was a whole different ballgame. And I had to really learn what it took behind the scenes. And that's what I brought here, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. So when you head to coachesconsole.com/easy breezy, give this gift to yourself. Stop struggling. Stop trying to figure it out as you go along. Stop delaying your dreams. Stop tolerating these minimal results. It's not necessary, and we're here with you to guide you every step of the way. And it's risk-free. I want to remind everybody of that because there's a lot, and I know what it's like when you're first getting started. Before you ever have a business, before you ever have clients, you're like, oh my gosh, like, it's a big step to take. Like when Sharon, she was like, oh my gosh, I pulled out the credit card, and I was like, ugh. We had another gal yesterday. She's like, all right, I'm taking deep breaths. I'm doing it. Like that's a big step to take, and we get it, which is why we want to make it risk-free for you. And so when you enroll, you do have to participate, right? Because I said if you don't, it's not going to work for you. I can guarantee that. But when you enroll and you do the getting started tutorials, you do the intro modules, and you do the work through session 2, in the first 45 days, if it doesn't work for you, if you don't like it, if this is not your thing, you let us know. We give you 100% of your money back. So there is no financial risk. We remove that risk. So you're like, oh, okay. So now if the risk factor is gone for the money, then is this something I want to do? And if the answer is yes, but the answer has to come from that place of, yes, I really do want this. Because if you want to keep playing small, this is not for you. You're just going to get more frustrated. You're going to get more in debt. You're not going to get results, and this is not for you. But if you're committed, we're here to work with you step by step, and we surround you with so many resources that you will be successful. So another thing another story that I want to share with you, I've got 2 more stories, and I want to kind of take you behind the scenes a little bit. Another story that I want to share with you is a number of years ago, I got myself into debt financially. So when I say I understand your spot, I understand your spot. I got myself into debt financially to a pretty big number, and it was debilitating for me at one point. And I know what it's like when you get the bills in the mail and you just shove them in the drawer. When you get the phone call and you're like, ooh, decline, and go ignore it. Like, I get it. I've been there. So when I say that, I mean it. I've lived through it. And I had this moment when I was when I was experiencing my debt, and I was going around, and I always heard myself saying, I can't afford that. My friends would be doing something. You guys know me. I love skiing. People would be going skiing. I wasn't able to do that. And all this stuff was going on. And I was like, oh, I can't afford that. Oh, I can't afford that. Oh, I can't afford this. And this went on for a long time. And I had a friend, we were talking about something. We were talking about a ski trip, actually. And I was like, I would love to go on that, but I can't afford it. And he looked at me, and he didn't smack me, but it felt like he smacked me across my face. But he looked at me, and he was like, well, that's the wrong statement to make. And I was like, well, it's true. And he was like, well, it might be true, but it's still the wrong statement to make. You should ask a different question. I was like, well, what in the world question should I be asking? He was like, you should be asking, how can I afford it? And then he stopped talking. And there was like this, I'm sure the pause of silence was maybe like 2 seconds, but it felt like 2 hours. Like time stood still. And I was like, how can I afford this? And then after that pause, he looked at me again. He's like, so let's talk about that ski trip. How can you afford it? And all of a sudden in that moment, my brain began to work differently. I began to think different thoughts. I began to have different ideas pop into my head. And over the next several days, different opportunities showed up that I was paying attention to because I asked a different question. You see, you guys are coaches, right? So you guys get this. A lot of you might work with your clients on this kind of stuff. And I just want to bring it up because it was a very real thing for me, and it might be for you as well. Because when I was saying, I can't afford this, I was staying stuck in my story. And all these great opportunities were coming around, but I was missing them because I had my blinders, and I was like, I can't afford it. It was true. I couldn't afford it. with the money I didn't have in my bank account, with the debt that I had minus my bank account, I could not afford it. But when I started asking, how can I afford it? I was able to create a list of 45 ways I could generate revenue to afford that ski trip. I shocked the heck out of myself. I was like, that's a powerful question. And so there's a lot of you, I know we've had a lot of conversations with people in these past few days, and you've been sharing your stories with me, and I get it. Trust me, I get it. And when I hear you say I can't afford it, I want you to ask a different question. How can I afford it? And I want to share the power in that question with one of my private clients, because you guys are going to face this in your enrollment conversations with your clients too, because they're going to want to hire you and they're going to be like, oh, I can't afford it. Now we have a whole session, because that's one of the top objections when you're doing enrollment conversations. So we have a whole session of this inside boot camp to help you know how to confidently address that, have that conversation, and overcome that. But when you have somebody that's sitting there saying, I can't afford this, I had one of my private clients, well, at the time she was just a prospect, and she's like, Melinda, I know I need to work with you. This is what I've been asking. This is what I've been praying for. And I know this. And I gave her my pay in full so she could save some money if that was helpful for her. I gave her my installment option in case it was easier to get started with a smaller amount. And she's like, I can't even do that. But she was so committed to herself. And I said, you know what, this is what it takes, and you are committed to yourself, and I believe in you, and I know you will make this work. And she did. And in the next days and weeks to come, she got super creative. It's what I call creative funding, right? She didn't want to put herself into jeopardy, so she didn't grab a credit card. Like, that's an easy thing to do. If you have commitment and you know your return on your investment, like Patty got 5 new clients, added $6,000 to your bottom line. Like, if you know, okay, my return on investment is calculated, I know it's coming, so that might be a great option. Maybe it's not an option. And with my particular client, she went out and she called all of her family members and her friends, and she's like, look, I don't want a birthday gift from you. I don't want an anniversary gift from you. I don't want a Christmas gift from you. I don't want any gift from you. I want you to take whatever you were going to give, and I want you to give me the money so I can buy myself this coaching package. That's the gift that I want for myself. And every one of her family members and friends said, right on. Now we can actually give you something that's great instead of something that you probably don't need anyway. And they all supported her in different increments. $20 here, $5 there, $50 there, $100. And she went out and she went to them and she said, look, don't give me stuff I don't need. This is what I need. This is what I want. And it worked for her. And she began saving money. Literally, she had one of those coffee cups, those Folger coffee cups, you know, those metal ones. And she would, instead of going to Starbucks, she's like, you know what? I'm going to take that $5 bill, stuck it in the can. Just little different decisions that she made every day. $5, it's no big deal. But over the course of time, she came back to me and she said, here's what I gathered from my family and friends. Here's what I gathered with myself and making different decisions. I can now make my payments. And she hired me as her coach. That's commitment. That's what it takes to do whatever you have to do to go for your dreams. That's a 10 out of 10 commitment. And it's all about asking a different question. And that's what she asked. She was like, how can I afford this? Because right now, with what I know from where I am, I can't. And of course you don't, because you're not asking a different question. So I want to put that out there and just let you have that for a source of inspiration. I know she still inspires me. And that was, gosh, that was like 7 years ago. And I'm still reminded of her story on a regular basis. So if you have any questions, make sure to ask them below, and we'll answer whatever questions that you have. And hang on one second. Let me just make sure that we can pop this up on the screen. And hang on one second. There we go. We'll get that up on the screen. But ask your questions below. If it's questions about boot camp, if it's questions about your business, if it's questions about the console system, if it's questions about a stuck spot that you're in, like, let me know what those questions are, and we'll go through those together. All right, so we have one question. We're posting this. We're broadcasting live in our public Facebook group. We've got Isola, I think that's how you say your name. You're watching us. We're also sharing this in the Coaching Lifestyle Facebook group. So Isola, I'm glad you can join us. Isola says, I have a question. It's still not clear to me what happens after I learn and master my business. I'll make monthly payments for the use of the software, and here's the question. What happens after that? How are the people going to see me on the internet? Do I have to have a host? Please explain that part to me because I don't understand it. Great, Isola. So I hope I'm saying your name right. So let's walk through that together, shall we? Now, I was hoping that I could actually show you, but this broadcast platform, I had it all tested this morning. I could take you on a tour of the demo of the console system. And right now that we're live, it's not going to do it for me. So Isola, I'm going to tell you right now, and then after this is done, I'm just going to create a video. I'm not going to mess around with this Be Live broadcast, and I'm going to create a video and I'm going to post it so that I'll show you click by click exactly what that looks like, and I'll post it on the page in the Facebook group for everybody. So not to worry about that. So when you join boot camp, right, you're going to learn the strategies step by step. I'm going to show you simultaneously how to implement those strategies into your console system. So you're building your branding, you're building your website, you're building your list building funnel, you're having everything set up, and this is the way it'll work. You get 6 months free with the Coach's Console. That technology. And so you're going to get 6 months free while you're getting everything set up. After the 6 months free, which is you'll get the total console package. It's our highest package. And in that, you're going to get everything you need. And at the end of those 6 months, you're going to keep using the total console package. But because you're a boot camp graduate, we're going to let you have that total console system at our basic package price of just $147 a month. And then it's just month to month after that. So that's what happens after the 6 months. It's $147 a month, month to month. As long as the system is working for you and you're running your business, you just keep going. And the beautiful thing about the console system, unlike a lot of other technologies out there, as you grow the number of contacts, as you grow the number of clients, as you make more revenue, as you sell more products and offer more things online, your prices don't increase with us. You're locked in at that rate no matter how successful you get. Now, how do people find you on the web? How do people get added to your contact list? Let's break that down. So, Isola, you're going to have to use your imagination and then head to the video that I'll create after this, and I'll post it so you can see what I'm talking about. But with the console system, you are going to get a website if you don't already have one. You don't have to worry about hosting or anything. We take care of that for you. We give you a template. We show you how to customize that template so you can add your business name. If and when you have a logo, you can add your logo. You can customize the colors. We walk you through how to do that. And so you can brand your website. And one of the best practices that we teach to grow your list is to offer a free gift. And a free gift, Isola, is, in case you're not sure what that is or if anybody else isn't sure what that is, a free gift is like a resource, a report, a Word document, PDF, a checklist, a template of sorts that you're able to offer to prospects that's value-driven information. There's a lot of great content that helps your prospects begin to overcome some challenges and begin to get little momentum building towards their results, right? And so we give you a lead magnet. We give you the opt-in form. We give you the opt-in page. We give you the website template. And it's all pre-built for you. In bootcamp, we show you how to use it. And we show you how you begin to send out emails so that you can start bringing people. We teach you how to start networking. We teach you how to go out and start finding new leads and where to find them so you can share this lead magnet. They can opt into your mailing list. They'll go to a landing page, a web page that we've created for you, and you can tweak, or we show you how to create your own. And they leave their name and email, so their name is added to your contact list in your console system. And once their name is added into your contact list, automatically they start receiving the 5 most effective autoresponders. We've pre-written them for you. We've added them in your console. They're automated. You can tweak the messages if you want. You can create your own. And now they start receiving your automated messages. And in those automated messages, it's prompting people to book sample sessions with you. And so you're creating this, we call it the list building funnel. So as you're sending out emails, as you're talking to people, they're being added to your list. They're receiving value. You're following up with them in the automated messages. You're prompting them to book sample sessions. And you're creating this automated cycle that's working so you can focus on going and finding new leads. And we give you ideas and ways, and you have an entire bonus on how to network and how to create a steady stream of leads. So we show you how to do that right away. So you don't have to have additional hosting. We give you that. We walk you through that. So that's how people find you on the internet. And we have the strategies that we teach, and we walk through that in the first 2 modules in boot camp, so that you understand what you're doing, the activity to do it, how to use the system, and we walk you through that click by click. So Isla, I hope that answers your question. If not, post again, or if it brought up additional questions, certainly post that, and I'm happy to address that as well. And let me take it one step further, because once you're building your list, right, once you're out there, if you're networking in person, so here's a typical, just one scenario that we see. So let's say that you're in your local community and you're going to networking events. Now, we heard from a lot of the success stories yesterday that they were not comfortable going out in their community talking about what they do because they didn't feel confident. They didn't know how to articulate who they helped or how they helped them. They didn't know how to talk about their services in a way that people understood it. The gals yesterday also shared, you know, if somebody was interested, they were kind of embarrassed to bring him back to their website because it wasn't really great and it didn't really do anything. And so they were hesitant to even put themselves out there and to even go to these networking events. It was just so uncomfortable, right? And so we transform that so you feel confident about what you're putting out there. You know how to talk about it. You know how to stand up at a networking group and deliver a 60-second commercial so that other people can pass you referrals. We teach you that in one of the boot camp bonuses that you get. So that's one scenario, is if you're in a local community doing networking, right? Another scenario is if you're doing online marketing, right? You're sending emails out, you're making posts on Facebook, or a number of different strategies, and you're growing your list by sending emails, much like we did, right? We sent emails, invited you to get a free resource. You left your name and email. We gave you the resource. We have a nurture sequence of emails that delivered additional free resources, and we really helped you to create some momentum along the way. So you would be doing a similar type of thing, and we walk you through that. So whether you're doing this in person, like in networking, whether you're doing it online, it's the same process, the same behind-the-scenes structure that you have to have in place. So let's see. Isla, I think we got your question answered. We've got another, Leah just asked a question. Leah came to us offline, so we're going to throw her question in here. Leah says, this sounds, hang on a second, let me get it back. There it is. This sounds amazing, Melinda, and I'm reading it, so bear with me. This sounds amazing and just what I need, actually. However, at this time, it's not only impossible financially, but I'm already heavily involved in another course of study, which I feel I need before doing this anyway. It really is fixing the foundation from which I work. So as mentioned in your blurb, it would be spreading myself too thin, as I tend to give my all when I do something, and am thinking very similar, and am, I think, a very similar person to Melinda. So nice to meet you. So my question is, how much would it cost me in a few months when I plan to be more able to pay for it? Or am I right in assuming you do this every year and there will be another offer in a year? Although I don't really want to wait that long, it might work out that way as I progress along my journey. Thank you again for all this work. I can totally see how it helps so many people. Warm regards, Leah. So Leah, great question and a very interesting spot to be in. And it's one that many of us face, right? And so I can't tell you what's right for you, Leah. It sounds like you have a clear fix on your financial situation. You said it's financially impossible. So if it's financially impossible, it's financially impossible. If that's what your thinking is, then that might be your thinking. Now, I shared my story earlier. When I would use that fixed phrase, I can't afford this, that continued to be my reality. When you say it's financially impossible, it continues to be your reality. So just be very careful, like it's a fine line that we're walking here, because I know it's true, like it was true for me. I didn't have money in the bank, I can't afford it. But as long as I continued to speak those words, I kept my reality alive. So just find that balance, find that mantra. But it sounds like you have a solid fix on your finances and you have a solid understanding. So, okay, it's not it. I'll take that for right now. And the other thing that you said was you're already heavily involved in another program. And you're spreading you don't want to spread yourself too thin. So that's up to you. It depends on how you work, right? For me, when I started, I had been fired from my job. At the same time, I got myself involved in a coach training program, and I started courses through a coach training program, and I also started my business. So I was doing both of those things at the same time. It worked well for me. I'm reminded of Margarita's story, another one of our boot camp grads, excuse me. Margarita had 3 kids under the age of little. I forget the exact age. Under the age of maybe 5 or 7. They were all very little, 5 or 7. Anyway, even if they were under the age of 7, that's all pretty little. She was pregnant with her 4th one. She was learning coaching. She was setting up her business. She was supporting her husband. Like if anybody should not be able to do this, it was Margarita. And she did it. And she was one of our top graduates. So, I can't speak to how you organize yourself. I know when I put my mind to something and I make a commitment and I give my all, I can do a lot of things really well. But then there's a point where you don't want to stretch yourself too thin. For other people, one thing at a time. And that's what they need to do. So I can't answer that for you, but it is something to pay attention to, because in order to get results from boot camp, you want to show up and do the work. It is definitely what you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. So you want to show up, you want to do the work, because when you implement the work, you get the results that you heard the ladies talking about yesterday. Right? And so now here is the beautiful thing, because we understand that you have families, you have schools, you have other programs, you have jobs sometimes, you have all kinds of things going on. So the way we structured Easy Breezy Coaching Business, so when you go to coachesconsole.com/Easy Breezy and you get a hold of boot camp and you get the 6 months free of the console system, we've structured it so that the boot camp training is online training. And there are 7 modules to set up your branding, your list building, your converting, the enrolling, onboarding and engaging, supporting and referring. Everything behind the scenes. We walk you through it step by step. I show you how to implement in your console system click by click. And each module is broken down into multiple lessons. And the beauty of this is when you become a boot camp member, you have your content forever. Right? We heard from Jennifer yesterday. She took boot camp a year ago. Now, a year later, she's evolving her business. She's making additions to her business. She's going back to the content she had from a year ago. She's re-listening to a lot of the trainings so that she can implement that at this new level that she's taking her business to. And so, Leah, that could be something for you, is like, okay, I'm in this other training, and so I only have, one evening a week for 2 hours. And so I'm going to move at my pace. And that pace may be longer than Guy's pace, or it might be longer than Ron's pace, or than Carol's pace, or it might be shorter than somebody else's pace. But you get to move at your pace because you always have access to the content. You have lifetime access to the weekly group coaching Q&A calls. So the support never ends. The content never ends. You can move at your own pace. It's not like a lot of other programs that are out there where it's like, all right, let's do this. Let's get this done. It's over. You're out. No, it's not like that, because we know you have real life situations. So Leah, one thing I might say is it might be possible to do it because you don't have to dive in full force. It doesn't mean you're not giving your all. You're just aware of what you are able to give so you can give your all. Right? One of the things I love, do you guys know the 4 Agreements? I love the 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. If you don't know that, go get that little book. It's a cute little book, short little read. One of the 4 agreements is always do your best, right? Now, in another life, I used to be a perfectionist. So my best was perfect every day. I don't recommend that lifestyle. And what I learned from Don Miguel Ruiz in the 4 agreements is always do your best means today. And your best today might be very different tomorrow. Your best tomorrow might be very different from your best next week, because you have different things going on, different energy showing up, different commitments, different whatevers, and just give your best today. And that's how we've designed this training. So when you go to coachesconsole.com/Easy Breezy, you'll get the boot camp. The content never ends. You can move through it at your pace. Like Jennifer, you can go back and redo it if you want to. And you also get 6 months free of the Coaches Console. So that's what you get. We also have a lot of bonuses that you get with that. I just want to recap that quickly. And I want to share something else with you. When you go to coachesconsole.com/Easy Breezy, you get the boot camp, our new boot camp 2.0, all the modules step by step. You get the 6 months free of Coaches Console. We're going to give you a bonus because we know you need to grow your list. We know you need to make money and get clients. So we're going to give you our entire list building funnel. Promotional emails pre-written, opt-in page pre-created, opt-in form already built into the page, Autoresponders, the 5 most effective autoresponders, pre-written, set up, subject lines, timed, and everything for you. It's built into your system. You don't have to waste time figuring out, what do I create for a lead magnet? How do I test it? Do I get it out there? Where do I send it? It's all done for you. We're also, as part of that bonus, we're going to give you our client getting package. And we've got a sales page pre-written for you. The buy now button already built in for you. A product for you to sell online so you can start making money right away. You can brand this as your own. You can customize it as your own for your own niche and audience. We're going to give you the content to drip to your participants and the private web pages so your clients can log in and access the content. So right out of the gate, before you even really know what's going on, you can have that professional presence and you can get that out there. So you're going to get that list building and client getting bonus. You're also going to get the networking your way to an abundant business, even if you hate networking bonus. Because again, we know you need to generate a steady stream of leads. And a lot of times you're like, I don't know where to get new leads from. So we know that. And so we're going to give you that networking your way to an abundant business training. Kate, my business partner, over 3 trainings, she is going to walk you through how to be prepared for networking, how to talk about what you do so you can get leads and referrals from these networking events. You can be growing your list and you can get those clients. We're going to make this work for you. One of our boot camp grads, she was saying, oh my gosh, when she finished going through that 3-part training, she's like, my investment into boot camp was worth this one bonus right here. That changed her world. That changed her business. It changed her life. And then of course she had the rest of boot camp, right? So you're going to get that networking bonus. And when you enroll into the Easy Breezy boot camp, you're also going to have lifetime access to our weekly Monday group coaching calls. Every week live. Kate and our team of coaches facilitate group coaching. So whenever you have questions about your business, about your system, about the strategies, about marketing, whatever questions you have, you bring it here and you get the coaching. And we know that you may not want to wait until the next Monday because you might have a question on Thursday. And so everybody is going to get their own online boot camp coach assigned to them. So whenever you have a question, you can lean into them. A lot of our boot campers that have already enrolled, they're already using their boot camp coach, and we don't start boot camp for another week and a half. They're not messing around, and you don't have to either. So we're going to give you your own boot camp coach, and we have our own private boot camp community with all of our graduates, myself, Kate, our team is in there, all of the current boot camp class, and we're all in there supporting each other, sharing resources, talking strategies, reviewing content, reviewing material. So you're going to get access to that private community as well. And because we love to make things as fun as possible, we're also going to give you a free ticket to our live event coming up next year in the early part of the year so that you can make this your best year ever. We're going to knock this out of the park. We're going to do it together. We're going to do it live. And you've got a free ticket to our event. So you're going to get all of that. It's valued at over $14,000 when you put all of that together. Now, what I want to walk through right now, and Guy, I just saw your question. Where can I go to find out investments for boot camp and the Coaches Console? Guy, if you go to coachesconsole.com / easy breezy. In fact, let me just try something really quickly here. Hang on one second, because I think I'm going to be able to show it to you. Let me see if I can do this. Hang on one second. Let me see if the broadcast guides are having our back here. Let me see if I can do this. Hold on one second. All right, here we go. Oh no, I thought it was going to work. All right, it's not. So Guy, just go to coachesconsole.com / easy breezy. And on there, you're going to see a couple of options. And I want to walk everybody through that option. Because, you know, when we were putting boot camp together, we had a couple of decisions that we faced. And the first decision was, you know, how do we price this? Because we know that people are just getting started. So we're like, all right, we could price this as cheap as possible so as many people could get in. But it wouldn't let us really invest the resources that we needed to guarantee your success. So we actually went with that option because that's what's most important to us is for you being successful. And we wanted to give the additional resources to have the support, the guidance, and everything that goes along with this so that you could create success and you could do it fast right inside boot camp. So we went with that option. It's a little higher investment, and it allows us to give you those resources. So that was one decision that we faced. And then the second decision that we faced was, you know, how do you want to experience this? How do you like to learn? And so many trainings, it's just a one size fits all. And it doesn't always not a one size fits all, right? I know I was working with my team here. We brought our whole team here to my house, and we're all sitting in the dining room table, and it just so happens we all love Macs. And so here we are, and we've got iMacs, we've got MacBook Airs, we've got the brand new Mac, we've got the tablet, we've got the smartphones. We could have been a Mac ad right there for Apple. And I was like, wow, one size doesn't fit all, because our programmers, they needed a bigger monitor. Some of our tech people, they needed to see something different. Some of us were traveling a lot, so we needed something that was lightweight and we could carry with us. So one size does not fit all. And that was another decision that we faced. And when we were thinking about, how do you want to experience this? We could have you do it with us, right? Where I give you the online trainings and I take you through all the strategies and the modules step by step. I show you how to implement it in your console system, click by click, and then you implement it. And I hold your hand along the way. So you could do it with us. That was one option. And then Kate was like, wait a minute, hold on a second, because that's great. And for Kate, her personal preference is more of I just want this done for me. She would rather focus on other things than having to do stuff herself. And that's a certain group of people, right? So she made a good point that some people like that done for you approach. And then we had this other situation that we were reminded of. And another one of our clients was like, look, I've got to get this done. I'm doing a lot of speaking gigs. I've got a lot of clients that are about to come through. I'm about to launch some big projects. This has to be set up fast. I cannot wait. And she also made a good point. And so when we were looking at this, what I decided was I didn't want to make that decision for you. I didn't want to give you a one size fits all, because it may not be your size. It may not be the thing that fits for you. So Guy and anybody else, when you go to coachesconsole.com/easy breezy, you're going to see those 3 different experiences. You'll see them there, and then you can pick the one that resonates for you. Now, the beautiful thing about these experiences is it's all the same bootcamp training. It's all the same console system that you get for 6 months free, the same bonuses, the networking your way to an abundant business, the list building and client getting bonus. It's all the same bonuses that I was just talking about earlier. Same system, same training, different way to experience how you learn and the support you get. And Guy, I see that you see it. Awesome. Cool. So you'll see the 3 experiences and you can just choose the one that resonates with you, right? So you'll see those 3 experiences. It's the same training, the same content, the same support with the console system, how I show you click by click. But you have the do it with us, where I walk you through it and show you, and then you do it. The done for you option that we have a team of highly proficient certified virtual assistants. They're trained in the Coaches Console, so your learning curve is reduced dramatically. You can, and this is what Rachel did. Rachel started working with one of our Coaches Console certified VAs. She's like, look, I already have all this content created. I'm ready to go. I just want to get it out there and launch these programs as fast as I can. So she started working with one of our VAs, and she was able to get all of her content. Her VA organized it for her, got her content organized, got the programs launched, grew her list to over 2,000 people, helped her start working with referral partners. And that's the power when you work with a virtual assistant. They're doing kind of the grunt work for you, right? They're implementing it for you. So you're coming to boot camp as a business owner. You're learning the strategies and the best practices because it's important for you to know that. And your virtual assistant is implementing everything that you learn. So you can focus on the business building strategies. You can focus on the marketing. You can focus on working with your clients and revenue generating income. So that's the done for you option. So if you're like Kate and you're like, that's nice, but I just want this done for me, you'll see that option when you go to coachesconsole.com/easy breezy. Then the third option is the high level VIP, let's get this done fast. And with that option, we're going to actually meet in person. You're going to come to our hometown. We're going to meet for 3 days. You're going to meet with Kate and myself. This is a small, intimate group, VIP style. We're going to put our attention on your business. We're going to teach you the strategies. We're going to bring the VA and assign you a virtual assistant. They're going to be sitting right next to you for these 3 days. And as we teach you the strategies, your VA is implementing it. So in those 3 days, you're growing your list, you're getting your mailings out there, and you're starting the process. And it's working for you, okay? So that's the VIP experience. So you have those 3 options. And again, it's the same training, the same console system. It's just a matter of how do you like to learn and how fast do you want to get your results? That's all. Okay. So you can just choose the experience that's right for you. And then we know that no matter which experience you choose, some people like to save money. So there's a pay in full option. You'll save some money on each experience. And for some, cash flow is a big deal. And you're like, look, I got to really mind my cash flow. So if that's important to you, we give you the option for installment. So each of the experience also has an installment option to break it down if that makes it easier to get started. Okay. So you can choose, it's all the same training, all the same system. I will say that for the Done For You package, for that second experience, you're going to get an entire year of the Coach's Console. So Guy, I want to make sure that you see that is with the Done For You option, you're going to get a full year of the Coach's Console system for free. With the first Do It With Us option, you get the 6 months free. And Guy, I see you've got a question. Guy says, the only other question I have is the monthly investment in the Coach's Console once the 6 months free is finished. So the way that works, guys, so you have your 6 months free, and during those 6 months, you're going to have access to the total console system, which gets you everything. It gets you your contact list, your CRM, all of your client data organized. It gets you your website for marketing. It gets you your communication module to send newsletters, set up autoresponders, generate email broadcasts and campaign. It gets your billing module so you can create invoices. You can set up client agreements online. It also gets you the shopping cart module so you can set up products and packages to sell online. You can sell your programs online. The course and content delivery module, the private client website portal to organize your clients so that they can get bigger results faster. They can, so you get all of this with the total console system. And at the end of the 6 months, Guy, you'll continue to have the total console system. But as a graduate, we're going to let you have it for our core basic price of just $147 a month. So you'll be locked in at that $147 a month, and then it's just month to month after that. Super simple. So as long as the system's working for you and your business is working, it's just $147 after the 6 months free is done, and it's just month to month. So Guy, I hope that answered your question. If you have any other additional questions, please circle back and let us know. I'm happy to answer those questions. And when you go to coachesconsole.com/easy breezy, we have our team members waiting, and you can chat with them. So if you do have additional questions, you can chat with them there. We've been having a lot of conversations today, so it might even say leave a message. You can leave a message. They'll get right back to you. But we've got our team there just to answer questions. And Guy says $147 per month. Got it. Yep. So that's it. That's all it is. And it's for the total console system. So you're managing your contact list, your online calendar, your communication, your billing, your shopping cart, your content delivery, your website, your private members area, all of that, just $147 a month. Okay. So head over to coachesconsole.com/easy breezy. Now, I thought I was going to be able to take you on this behind the scenes and show you a demo. And I thought I was going to take you inside the bootcamp portal to kind of give you a little sneak peek and taste about that. So when you do get into bootcamp, what that experience is going to be like. But I apologize. I'm not able to get this broadcast platform to share my screen, even though I tested it thoroughly to make sure it worked. So when I end this and wrap this up, I'm going to just do a quick video, and I'll post the video for you so that you can see a little demo and an understanding. But I do want to remind everybody, we only have enrollments open until tomorrow night at midnight. That's it. We're going to close the enrollments at midnight. And when I say we close enrollments, we're not messing around. We shut down enrollments. Our team has to switch gears because we get started with boot camp. So we have to go from enrollment and registration mode into let's start boot camp mode. So we're going to be switching gears, and we're going to get the boot camp started. But when you enroll into boot camp, you don't have to wait. Even though the official module 1 is released on the 6th of September, we have getting started tutorials, we have intro modules, we have exercises, we have things for you to complete to really help build that solid foundation to get the results that we've been talking about. So those are the 3 experiences. You have a choice for how you want to experience this, how you like to learn, how you like to get results, the speed at which you want to get results. The beautiful thing is it's not that one of those experiences, good, bad, better, right, wrong than the other. They're just 3 different ways for 3 different types of people. That's all. It's the beautiful thing. So whatever works for you. And then you also have the ability, if you like to pay in full and save money, you've got that option. If you want to pay installment options and save a little and watch your cash flow, you have that as well. You still get everything, no matter which experience you choose or which installment or payment plan you choose. So we like to make it super easy. We want to make it super flexible for you. And just head over to coachesconsole.com/easy breezy and give this gift to yourself. Stop struggling. Stop trying to make this work and living in that cycle of insanity. Stop being overwhelmed. Stop living in your story and start creating a different story. And you have that opportunity today. And Leah was saying earlier in her question, what happens if I want to come a few months later? We only open enrollments usually about once a year. Sometimes it's more, but I can't guarantee that. I'm not sure when we're going to do our next boot camp. We don't have the official dates in place. But the beautiful thing is that when you enroll into boot camp, you have access to the content forever. Right? So if you need to start in a few weeks, we had somebody that was like, look, I'm going to be out of town for the first three weeks in September. Just because you're going to be away for the first 3 weeks in September doesn't mean you have to miss out on your dreams, right? You can still take advantage of this opportunity of the boot camp and the free console system, the support, the group coaching, the bonuses that you get. And when you come back in 3 weeks, get started because the content's there, the coach is there, the support is there, the community's there. And you have access to this content forever. So you can move at your perfect timing, in your perfect pace for the situation that you have in your life right now. So if there's any other questions, we can certainly ask those below. If you're listening into the recording, because I know this is going to live on our Facebook group, if you have questions, certainly comment it. You can even tag me in it, and I will circle back here and answer your questions as well, because I want to make sure that this is right for you. And I want to make sure that you have what you need to make a solid decision for you. And I want to go back to what I said earlier, ask a different question. How can I afford this? What can I do to say yes to this if this is right for you? If it's not right for you, don't say yes, because we only want committed people, because we do not mess around. I take your business seriously. I take your passion seriously. This is a calling. This is not a job that we're talking about. This is a calling, and the world needs your gifts in this world right now. And I want to share something that Janelle, one of our boot campers that just enrolled, when I asked her, I was like, why did you say yes to this? And I don't want to get this wrong. She said, to become a better version of me. And I almost broke down in tears. And I had goosebumps all over my body, because this is not just about your business. This is about the clients you serve and the lives you change. It's about the transformation you provide. It's about the transformation you provide in this world. It's about who you become on the way to setting up your business. Right? We're not messing around here. We need to get you out in this world. We need to get you stop playing small. We need to get you stop struggling. Enough is enough. Stop tolerating where you are, and let's get moving so that you can create your success story and be living not only the business beyond your wildest dreams, but the lifestyle beyond your wildest dreams. And it's possible, and it can happen today. And we close enrollments tomorrow at midnight. So if this is a yes, click and go to coachesconsole.com/easy breezy and give this gift to yourself. Don't overthink it. We've got the safety net in place. It's risk-free, 45-day money-back guarantee. When you show up and you try the program through Module 2, if it's not right for you, we give you your investment back. So you're not out money. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. And I would look forward to supporting you on that. So we're going to wrap up right now. I don't think we have any more questions. I think we're all set. I am so sorry that I said we'd do a demo. I tested it. I thought it was going to work. Now that we're live, can't get it working. So look for the video. I'll post that demo here a little bit later tonight. And you can kind of see that sneak peek behind the scenes. So thank you for being here. Thank you for questions. Thank you for your commitment to yourself and your journey. And I look forward to seeing you in boot camp. All right, everybody. Bye for now.